How many of you have met Surya Bhai before, as in heard a class, some of his teachings online? Okay, actually quite a few of you. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, so, and there's many who haven't as well, so I just wanted to give you an introduction. Maybe most of you know Surya Bhai just from what you've heard him share online, but there's a long background, and sometimes we don't necessarily know the full person fully, even though we recognize them through their teachings. Firstly, I just wanted to say that he is one of the most senior Rajyogi meditation teachers in the Brahmakumaris, and he's based in our Mount Abu headquarters. He heads up probably the most important department in the headquarters, which is the kitchen, right? So, we end up cooking meals for thousands and thousands, and, it's intense, but there is a vibration of love. So I want to probe him in this area in particular. Maybe he can share some experiences with you. He's particularly here because he was touring the UK, receiving an award at the University of Oxford, the Nelson Mandela Leadership Award. And this was awarded to him on the 27th of September. And really, it's based on a number of specialist research areas. And for me, observing a lot of his teachings and interests, he's been committing a lot of his life's work on the practices of how to solve small and big problems using the power of the mind, and also kind of achieving mastery over the mind and working with affirmations in a very real way. And so I think today you will begin to listen and hear ideas and concepts in a very simple manner. And for me, this is what, I think when you progress on a spiritual journey, one of the things that becomes very clear in someone is their humility, the way they're able to share in such a simple and clear way, and actually just being practical. And I think this is what we need right now. We need practical solutions that can really help us. So I'm hoping that, when you're able to hear what he's about to share, you will have the feeling that we all did listening to him in the last week, which is we want to try this more and more, and hopefully leave with taking some of these practices with you. He's helped so many individuals transform their lives just through simple and very powerful, sticky techniques that just sit in the mind. So I'll stop there because I think I can do a whole talk on Surya Bhai just in his introduction. So welcome, Surya Bhai. Surya Bhai is asking, is the audience going to be lit, or are we not going with lights? I don't think we will go with lights. Do you want to see the audience? Yes, Surya Bhai wants to see the audience. Lovely, okay. Oh, wonderful. That's better. We have light. Thank you. Okay, so I was just giving thought to how best to explore our topic today. And the first question that really came up for me was more just really to try and understand the difference in time. We're living in a different time, a time where everything is accelerated, there is intensity, there's an increase in anxiety, depression, and this feeling that, everyone is drained constantly. So I suppose I wanted to ask you, Surya Bhai, reflecting back on your journey, looking back at time when you started your spiritual journey and when you were young, was anxiety a thing at that time, like it is today? It's a big topic now. And what do you see in today's world that has really increased anxiety, that has increased depression, and that has increased fear? Sound is not coming through on the mic. Yeah, that's better.
Om Shanti. In my life, actually, I enjoyed many things like happiness, easiness in life, lot of love. I received lot of respect from the people, and it was in my mind right from the beginning that I must prepare myself to this extent that I can help entire world. I did not know those days that such time will also come in the world when many people will suffer from depression, anxiety, insomnia, and many other psychiatric disease. Many names doctor give for them. So I prepared myself that I must give true knowledge to all human beings. I was thinking that way. At that time, our institution was not famous, not well known. We were very few. But I noticed one thing, that education is increasing day by day in the world, but wisdom is decreasing day by day everywhere. Degrees, higher education is one thing for this world, but wisdom is a great thing. Wisdom. So, we are progressing in many areas of the life, science and technology, business and economy, medical science and many other sciences. When there are a big gathering of doctors in front of me, I used to ask them this question, that medical science is increasing day by day. In India, Prime Minister is opening many medical colleges just within 1 year. Number of doctors increasing day by day, but disease also going up. So it proves that medical knowledge is very good knowledge. We take benefit of that. I am not defaming anything, but I ask them, you just think deeply that our medical science is incomplete? And they are agreed to this. Big doctors, seniors doctors, many degree holder doctors, that they know nowadays many incurable diseases are coming up. Incurable. They say there is no treatment of this medicine. So I can see that everyone's mind is becoming weak. And I want to say something about this in front of you, deep philosophy of the mind. There was a time, you can say 1,000 years before, that mind was very powerful. There had been challenges, problems, but we easily crossed them. We did not lose our happiness. We did not lose our inner power. But gradually and gradually, we used the power of our mind, and battery of mind became low, and now it has reached to 8 degree, 10 degree. So because of this weak mind, we are experiencing many negative things in life. We can say that problems are also increasing, but because we are not powerful enough, so we get scared, we become fearful, we cannot sleep at night. So many problems are coming up. So now, we are teaching on the basis of spiritual knowledge, how to empower the mind, how to get free from many expectations in the world, how to make our nature easy-going nature, and we must get ready to accept certain things. Very important thing. We will have to accept certain things. In future you will see, you are not able to adjust with everything, to cope up with everything. We will have to accept them, and if we learn, in any cases, just talk to yourself, in any case, in any problem, I will not lose my happiness. Then all these psychiatric problems can finish within no time, and we can enjoy our life. So nowadays, we are passing through such a time when many young people are facing these psychiatric problems, and important reason, overthinking, and this beautiful mobile in everyone's pocket, which was also a blessing of science. But man has made it into a curse, and we have to make it again into the gift of science. We can make, we make good use of our mobile phone, we send good messages, and I especially record many things every day there and send to millions of people. They get benefited. So make good use of these means of science and enjoy your life.
Surya, but do you think, as a society, we have misused technology? So, you've said on even the last talk you were giving, being able to use what we have in a worthwhile way, in an elevated way. Do you think we've just become too addicted to technology and dependent on technology for our happiness, and therefore we don't go inside, we don't spend the time we need to on ourselves to find that happiness on the inside?
If we expect that someone will give me happiness, it will come to know many things of the world, or many informations will make me happy, it's wrong understanding. Happiness will come from inside. We are responsible for our own happiness. So we have to find out the way individually. Which thoughts can make me happy and which thought can make me unhappy? So we have to learn the way of elevated thinking. And I used to say, bring a change into your thoughts and your world will change. Make your thoughts elevated and you will become the most happy person in the world.
Just working on this thread a little bit more. When we are trapped in ego consciousness, when we take our sense of self and identity from people around us, from our relationships, from wanting praise and recognition to feel good inside, from wanting accumulation to be peaceful and happy, from wanting to look good to maybe feel good. So all of these outside aspects to bring happiness and peace inside, how do we reverse that? How do we begin to change our thinking so that we're not dependent on taking happiness from the outside and start to look inwards? How do we break that?
It also true, many good things will give you happiness. If you get success, you will become very happy. If you get your expected thing, you will become happy. If you eat beautiful dishes today, you will become happy. If your children do many good things, you will become happy. These things are also important. We cannot reject them. Every successful thing, every good thing is giving us happiness. And this happiness is giving us subtle energy. We must also know this. These physical happinesses are also giving us subtle energy. But when we come to spirituality, I remembered one thing very secret, that people speak like this: success will give you happiness. But many psychologists has mentioned like this, that if you are happy, success will come after you. So, we need to see inside, what are my achievements? Many people are living in the past. One example, they remember many events of their past lives, and therefore they forget to enjoy their present situations, present achievements. We, in brahmakumaris, just if I talk about my personal life, here had been so many spiritual achievements in my life that I need not to seek for happiness anywhere else. To any human being, let they appreciate me, or they speak some good words to me, or they help with me, they cooperate with me, they don't let me remain alone in this world. I did not think about these things. I had studied Gita, you know about Bhagavad Gita, and I had learned one very important thing from this holy book. It's a small book, but a sense of entire wisdom is there. So one thing which I started to practice 50 years before in my life: do your duty and leave the fruit of your actions to me. Surrender everything to me, become selfless. So I brought it into my practice. I was doing many things. As brother told me, I entered first of all after dedicated my life in 1968. After 6 months, I was given service in kitchen. At that time, we had to cook for 100 people, sometime 150, sometime 200. And I did not know cooking. You can imagine. So, I made many mistakes. Sometimes very good results, sometimes not good result. And this was not the food for 1-2 persons, it was for hundreds. So I practiced those days. My duty is, or I will do it, my intention is to cook food with full love. And one thing we use in spirituality, being connected to the Supreme. 2 things which I got as a blessing of the Supreme Father, that while working I was able to connect my intellect there, the one who is the supreme source of energy. So continually I was receiving energy from there and doing my work here down. So when I finished my work, I used to surrender it to him. So it kept me very easy in life, light in life. And this thought gave me one experience, tirelessness stage all the time. There was a lot of work. I used to cook food, I used to make 3 times tea for everyone, I used to make some sweets, but tirelessly because I had no consciousness that I am doing. That Supreme Power's help, Supreme Power's energy is always working with me. It kept me very happy, very light, easy. And I learned in my life one thing I'm sharing in front of you. It will be very useful to you and make you free from any kind of anxiety or any kind of heaviness in the mind. I learned one thing. If you are easy, your problems will become easy. Very subtle philosophy of mind. Second thing, if you are easy, your disease, your sicknesses will also go easily. If you are easy, your sanskaras, I think you understand this in the word, your resolves, your habits, your sanskaras will also become easy. Two more things. I came to know, if you are easy, your connection with the Supreme, to whom we call Rajyogi, means your concentration will become easy. And fifth one was that your relationships will also become easy. So I enjoyed my work. Then 500 people came, then 1,000 people came, and now to whom we say off season, 15,000 people are there, 12,000 people are there. So one thing I learned in this verse, brother was asking me, have you asked this question or you had asked?
I've got a question lined up for you on this. Yeah. Actually, it's before we take up this subject of easy, I wanted to recap what you were sharing, which is really interesting, which is when you're probably pushed out of your comfort zone. So you were in the kitchen and you are having to cook for people, you've never done it before, and that is always going to create some level of anxiety because you're out of your depth. And in that case, you decided to surrender that task to the divine, and you became easy as a result of being carefree, that you weren't doing anything. And that then made you not just tireless, but you were able to complete that. So I find that interesting, that your faith and your relationship with God helped you transform your anxiety simply by passing the task or the responsibility of the task away. And so I just wanted you to maybe expand on this word easy nature. I know it's something we talk about a lot in the brahmakumaris, but it's not something I have heard outside. So maybe if you could just share what you mean by easiness, I think that would be a really useful thing.
I share two things. I remembered now when he asked the question. One thought I kept in my mind: do your duty like dance. This was my first thought when I was only 21 years old. This is not duty, but dancing. I have to enjoy everything. Second thing, I had to do fast work at that time because many times I was alone there. Sometimes one friend with me. We had two. I had to work hard, fast. So this is a wonderful thing I had learnt. I don't remember where I learnt it from, that work fast, work hard, and keep your mind easy. And I did this. I practiced it for years and years, at least for 5 years. And it gave me lot of strength inside, lot of power inside, because I came to know in spiritual philosophy, if mind is silent, mind will become very powerful. One thing. second great secret. If your mind is silent, your efficiency will become double. So there was a beautiful research at that time which I made. Suppose a vegetable is cooked within 2 hours. I remember that day there had been 900 people in our ashram and I had to cook. We were 3 brothers. So time was little. In vegetable chopping we got late. So there were not 2 hours for me, 1.5 hours. I did not have any anxiety, no tension. Okay, it will be done before time. We prepared everything, kept our minds silent, and things finished before time. So I learned one thing. It was the first time when I started research on how mind's power affect our karmas, our actions. This was a great thing. So this way I learned to keep mind easy. One another thing I learned in my life, and I'm teaching that thought to everyone nowadays, that when we wake up in the morning, we used to wake up at 3:30 or before 4 during very beginning of this life. So at that time, we had to create many elevated thoughts in our mind. So one thought, the divine power is working with me with full faith. This thought, the divine power is working with me. I am also most powerful. So everything is going to be happy and good to me today. This good thought made me very easy. So this way I made many practices and learned in life, in heavy work, in fast work, in the work of tension. Because you may believe when there are 30,000 people and some time can become lack, food can become lack, rice, vegetable, dal, sometime that, we don't have the food for 2,000 people, it is lacking. So then we manage this way, that within 15 minutes we can prepare the food for 2,000 people. So dining people in charge of dining will send a message that food is not sufficient, not enough, you have to prepare some more food. So within 15 minutes we prepare and we enjoy that. It doesn't make us heavy. So I prepared my team for 10 years and now they made me carefree. I'm free, I'm here.
So he's able to be with us.
They are doing, there was a global summit, there had been 12,000 people there. I did not ask them what is going on. They came to me, everything is fine. We are enjoying summit too and cooking, dining, everything.
I just wanted to touch on something else that you were talking about. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there you go. The example you used about food, it kind of jogged a little memory I had. Maybe not at the same scale, you were cooking for thousands, 900 people, but I had a similar experience at one of our centers when I was cooking for the first time for 30 people. And I've never cooked for 4 people. And I could feel this anxiety rising inside of me, thinking they're going to be down soon, but I haven't got anything ready. But I also realized that actually, the effort we pay in cooking with a clean and pure vibration is so important. And as soon as I recognized this little bit of anxiety and fear come up, I just had to step away and connect upwards, and I just reached for help and said, I need some help. Please help me. And there was nobody around. I was on my own in the kitchen. And I kid you not, but literally 5 minutes later, someone walked through the door, and she was having meditation upstairs. And she literally stood straight up. It's Dipti's mother. Dipti's sitting here in the front row. And she said, I had this thought that I need to come and help you. And so in this way, she came down, but the whole energy transformed. You know, there was happiness, there was fun, there was joy. And all of a sudden, what was tense and fearful now just ended up being a creation of happiness. And so I just wanted you to touch on vibrations and the effect of vibrations on what we're doing, whether it's cooking food, whether it's being with others, and some of the work you've done in transforming those vibrations.
Yes, actually, effect of vibrations is wonderful. Suppose you work in an office, you are a director, or you are a responsible officer, you are general manager, and say 50 people are working with you, for example, there may be more. So, because these people come to me with their problems and I teach them the simple effect of vibrations. Think for a director, take example of a director. I ask such person, when you enter your office and you sit on your chair, just spare 1 to 3 minutes to spread good vibrations, not only in your room, but in entire department, with such thoughts that all are my good friends. I love them. I respect them. They are my friends. They are my good friend. I am a powerful person. So let the vibrations of power spread out in whole department. We name it, you have to learn it in the Swaman, self-respect. And there is a spiritual secret. If you are in self-respect, if you become the embodiment of self-respect, respect will follow you. So, many examples. Suppose there is a teacher and 50, 60 students are there in her class. And she is little bit upset from many students. Just we taught her, you think that all are good children, very lovely children, very sweet children. I love them, they respect me. And vibrations spread so nice that children became very sweet, lovely. And very important thing, their concentration improved. It was a miraculous experience of many teachers. Just one teacher came to me recently, his English teacher, and he mentioned his experience that there was not so good result previously of my English class. But I did such spiritual practice, and now I am getting result 95%. And all students have lot of respect for me. So self-respect will enable you to receive respect. And when there is respect for each other, many things become easy. Stress, depression, fast life, everything becomes easy. So effect of vibration is wonderful. In our kitchen, it's not a small kitchen, big campus. You can say 5,000 people can eat food together. And big kitchen, we have chapati making machine, 1 lakh, 100,000 chapati a day we have to make. So I thought to everyone, if there are the vibrations of love in your department. Things will be done easily, perfectly, and you will experience perfect success everywhere, because many machines are there, some engineers are there, never damage anything. So vibrations are the great thing. If we learn how to create vibrations in our family, we can become free from many problems of family. And as brother was talking about ego, we can also get rid of ego, which is the problem of man, which is the seed of many problems. Ego is a root cause of many problems in this world nowadays. So by the practice of self-respect, we will also become egoless.
One, and just maybe just to share a little bit more about Surya Bhai, he was sharing a story in Oxford recently where he was given the department of Spark, which is, kind of investigating the connection between spirituality and science. And he was going to be made the head of this department, but he didn't want this title of director. He wanted somebody else to be able to hold that space and just to be in the backbone. And often you'll find, for those of you who know him, you'll often find him sitting in the general kitchen, eating meals, and just being available and open to anyone. And it sounds like you've made the effort to consciously not change your identity through name, through position. So, you've been aware of the trap of ego. Can you perhaps share a few things that we can think about, just so that we can understand what increases our ego and what can lead us to more anxiety and all of these traps, and how we can begin to increase self-respect?
Just my thought was that in Hindi we call Sevadhari, Sarovar. This word is beautiful, servitor, they also say like this. So everything that I got in my life, this was not only based on spiritual knowledge, but it is based on my experience. Whatever I achieved in my life, it's godly gift to me. I have learned it, I listened it in supreme versions of the divine. So they are all gift to me. It's not so that I worked hard to achieve them. I worked hard, no doubt, but He gave everything to me. It made me egoless. Second thing, on the path of spirituality, I knew one thing very deeply, that if you want to become most elevated on this path, if you want to become a successful easy yogi, if you want to enjoy your constant connection and relationship to the Supreme, you must become egoless. Ego is the biggest hindrance on this way. So I was keen to overcome my ego. This was also important right from the beginning, because I shared you one experience of my life when I was in 9th class only. So I was very intelligent in physics, chemistry and mathematics. So in the recess time, I used to teach to my friends, college students. So one who was my best friend, he used to tell me, see, he was the child of 14 years, 15 years, and he gave me this beautiful teaching that, Surya, you are very wise, but keep in mind, never allow any ego in your mind. And I remembered this throughout my life, and I paid good attention to my ego, and this is why I did not accept these positions, because we are on the path of spiritual. you want such position in your Lokic world, but we are always in surrendered life, and we experience that we are doing everything for supreme, for world transformation. Therefore, I kept myself egoless.
Thank you. I really appreciated what you shared about having this consciousness of being a server. You know, in the world today, we hear this form of leadership called servant leadership, where we serve from a space of being wholehearted, giving, and only thinking about giving to others, as you said, selflessly. So I'm curious, in terms of developing this consciousness and awareness, is it because you were already surrendered in your life, you know, kind of knowing and recognizing that actually you are bringing God's work into whatever you're doing, and so a service and this consciousness of being a server was very natural. How can we bring that into our lives? You know, maybe we're not surrendered, not dedicated in the same way, but we can still bring this level of consciousness into what we're doing.
Actually, if there is an intention in our mind, so being in your household life, while performing your Lokic duties, you can have this thought in your mind that we are surrendered to you. Oh Supreme Father, you have given me everything, I am giving back it to you. Just this thought, my life is for you, you are my good friend, you cooperate me everywhere, so do your good and surrender yourself. Just I used to teach one practice to all, how to surrender. Not only we have to surrender our lives, but we have to surrender many other things to Him. Just one example. At the night, before you go to bed, write down a simple letter in the name of your Supreme Friend. Make him your Supreme Friend, not God, not any other title you give him. He is my Supreme Friend. So write a letter at night of 5, 6, 8 lines to Supreme Friend. Whatever you had problem whole day, or what you did good work in your life, you enjoy happiness, success, or you had any negativity, write down everything to him and just show to him, I surrender these things to you, now you look after that, and you will experience every morning that mind has become very light, full of happiness. This way all can experience surrender life.
It's funny because that jogged another memory I had. I remember a time when I was going through a lot of difficulties in my life, and my mother had put a blessing on my bed that I hadn't seen for years. But then one day I turned to this blessing and had a look at it, and it read one thing only. It just said, "Give all your burdens to God and you will be free." And what you were just sharing became my practice in terms of being able to write, to create this connection and have faith in this connection. And I didn't realize how quickly I could just release what was in my heart and become light and free, and therefore experience peace and bring that energy of peace and that vibration of peace into what I was doing. So I think that's a really practical way to not just surrender and let go of what is in our hearts, but
actually,
also, please.
Writing is the best method to release many tensions. Suppose at night you find difficult to get sleep. Sit down, write everything, what is coming up in your mind, and just surrender it to Him, and you will have good sleep. Writing makes us light.
Thank you. One of your specialities, and this is something you're well known for, is transforming our vibrations and strengthening our mind using the power of affirmations. And not just any old affirmations, but affirmations that really make us awaken our own original truth. Can you just share a little bit about how this could be used as a practice for anybody who's feeling anxious, fearful, depressed, to be able to take control of their minds again?
This is what I wanted to speak on, and you asked this question. Thank you.
Thank you.
So our chemistry is very good. Actually, a lot of powers are hidden inside our mind. We have forgotten them because of materialism, because we are thinking externally everything. We don't see our own self. So all human beings of this world have forgotten their own powers. So first of all, we all must know that we are most powerful. And I am giving one example. Child of a tiger is tiger, not a dog. Child of a tiger is always tiger. Right from the childhood, he may be of 10 days only, but tiger. We are the children of the Supreme Being, one who is almighty. We have to accept it. Many people in this world have forgotten it, that they are the children of the Supreme Almighty Father. So we are very mindful. Please accept it. Don't forget it. So most important, practice every morning when you open your eyes. First 10 minutes. I always believe it because I taught these things to many, that first 10 minutes in everyone's morning life is great time to create one's elevated fortune. We are fortune makers. We cannot depend upon fortune. We ourselves can make our fortune most elevated. So, we have to make use of those 10 minutes. Out of those 10 minutes, 5 minutes are more important. 3 minutes, then again more important. And first 1 minute, most important for everyone's life. And you must know it, you must believe it. Your first thought when you open your eyes will create your future, will create your fortune, will give you many things. So, if you create your first thought like this, I am most fortunate person in the world. Can you do it? Are you fortunate? Simple sound, simple voice. Are you fortunate? Yes. So when you open your eyes, just you can speak out or you can think, I am the most fortunate person in this world. 3-5 times. I am the most fortunate person in the world because my father is fortune maker. How can I have lack fortune? I am most fortunate in this world. And you will see your fortune will shine in this world. You will become a shining star. So the thoughts of that time will give you everything. I am most happy person in the world. Beautiful thought. I am most happy person in the world. I am most powerful. So your sleeping powers will awaken. Powers have been slept inside. all powers will awaken, and you will find that your mind has become very fresh, energetic, powerful. You have to create those thoughts in your mind whom you want to create. Suppose today, you know that there is some problem in my life today. Create this thought: I am most powerful person and I am free from all obstacles. 5 times. I am most powerful, free from all obstacles, and you will experience this thought power will influence your problem the day. If you want success, you can have such thought: I am most powerful and success is my birthright. It will lead you to success. I taught it to many, and many have got success in their lives, in different areas of life. You can create such thoughts too: I am most healthy, I am perfectly healthy, I am free from stress, I am free from anxiety. So these thoughts will be giving energy to your brain. Most important thing, such thoughts, such powerful thoughts, such elevated thoughts generate energy. It enters our brain. So be aware of your thoughts. If you create negative thoughts, negative energy will enter your brain. Negative vibrations you will create around you. But if you create not only positive thoughts, elevated thoughts and powerful thought, which you can learn here in Rajyoga, they will generate that kind of energy, and this energy will solve all of your problem. And when you are happy, when you are very elevated, when you are powerful, this energy will make you free from depression and from those all psychiatric disease. So I teach these things to the people and get very good result, because in the case of depression, all doctors, they give the pill to get sleep. Keep sleeping, no depression, keep sleeping. And these pills dull the brain. And again, they become just of no use. I teach them I am just sharing this experience, that when you wake up in the morning, write down, I am Master Almighty. I ask them to write it 108 times. I know it's difficult to them. If they write down only 21 times, I am very powerful, I am very powerful, I am most powerful. This powerful energy will give energy to their brain, and their depression will finish. 1,000 experience I got.
Thank you. I think Surya Bhai is just getting warmed up, but I'm conscious of time. And actually, this is probably a good opportunity, maybe if anybody had questions that they wanted to pose to Surya Bhai.
I want just 5 minutes.
But I really wanted to learn the detachment.
I got it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just simple practice. But in daytime or before going to bed at night, you have to practice simple practice. I am soul here, this is my body. Don't be so serious that I don't get detached. I think that we have to understand what does it mean. Sometimes we take it very seriously. Oh, I see my body, I am not detached of it. I am in body still, I did not left my body. No, I am a soul, this is my body. Just tomorrow, you can do this practice 21 times whole day. Not many times, only 21 times. Or I can say 2 times per hour. I am a soul, this is my body. So bit by bit, you will experience detachment from the body, from the attraction of sense organs. It needs little practice and you will enjoy a lot. I share you one experience. One young man came to me and he was very much upset, depressed, full of grief. Asked me, what should I do? I can't do anything. What should I do? See the answer. I can't do anything, but what should I do? I answered him, today only for 1 day, you have to repeat one thought. Just you have to repeat one thought, but 5,000 times. Because I know it's impossible for him, but at least he will do 1,000. That I am peaceful soul. Make it your mantra. I am peaceful soul, I am peaceful soul. Do like this, I am peaceful soul. He came at night to me. I saw his face, glowing face. I asked, what is your problem? No problem now. So every thought gives energy to our brain. How to charge the water? Water is very sensitive to our vibrations. I had learned this technique from scientists. They were making many researches on how our good vibrations affect water. I learned from there maybe 15 years before. I changed this way. So take water in the glass, give drashti, and remember 5-7 times, I am Master Almighty. Now you know this word? I am Master Almighty. So from your eyes, mindful vibrations will enter the water, and when you drink, they will go in your whole body and will cure many diseases. I have noticed, got experience, in the case of fever, severe fever, only 1 time drinking charged water make them free from fever. Many experiences. You can charge water this way. Clear? Okay.
Lovely. I think we could probably spend another hour comfortably here, but I'm really conscious that we're already behind schedule, and I was just wondering, based on what you've just shared, would you be able to guide us through a meditation commentary so that we can experience some of this? Thank you.
Then, yeah. Okay, now you can dim light. We will experience to receive energy from the Supreme and will have a determined thought that from today onward I have to enjoy easy life. So focus on the self. I am subtle point of light in forehead. I am the point of energy. I am peaceful. I am peaceful. Vibrations of peace are going to my brain. Making my brain peaceful. I'm pure soul. I'm mindful. I'm very powerful, spreading powerful vibrations around me, and these powerful vibrations are creating powerful aura around me. Feel that I am sitting inside this aura. I am the child of divine. He is the ocean of peace. My mind is also full with peace. My Father is ocean of love. He loves me a lot. He is almighty, all powerful. Energy from Him, powerful energy from Him is coming down to me. Enjoy this energy as if raining upon me. I am receiving this energy, making me more and more powerful. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Okay, so thank you for giving us that gift of peace and our meditation. Did everyone enjoy that meditation? Yeah, we can feel it in the room. Okay.
Just last line, not only peace, but mindful also.
Yeah. Power.
Become very powerful so that you can accept, you can enjoy all challenges of your life. Not just cross them. Enjoy the challenges. Okay.
Lovely. Thank
you very much.
So I mentioned Surya Bhai's been on a tour in the UK. He hasn't been on his own. He's had some wonderful travel companions who've been escorting him everywhere, who are really special souls. The mic stopped working. Oh, that's better. who are really special souls, and I'd like to just invite them up on stage because they've been with Surya Bhai for so many years and they've been practicing their own, these teachings that Surya Bhai has been talking about, but also this practice of Rajyogi meditation. So I'd just love for them just to come and share 2 minutes on this topic of anxiety, something that they can leave with you as a practical tool. So please, Geeta Ben, Rupesh Bhai, please come.
Om Shanti, Namaskar, Good evening. हमें बहुत ही सुंदर सौभाग्य मिला है. हम समाधान टीम से ही हैं और क्वेश्चंस प्रॉब्लम के जो आते हैं वो हमारे ही पास आते हैं और फिर जो ऑडियंस.
So it's my great pleasure to introduce to you Sister Geeta. She is part of the team of the production that's called Samadhan, which means solutions. So she receives all the questions for this program.
तो हम उनको जो स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिस सूरज भाई ने आपको अभी बताई है वो ही स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिस उनसे कराते हैं. फिर उनके कुछ समय के बाद जब रिजल्ट्स आते हैं तो हमें भी बहुत वंडर लगता है कि अच्छा ऐसा भी हो गया क्या. तो हम उनसे पर्सनली भी पूछते हैं कि सच में ये करने से ऐसा हो गया.
And so when they receive the questions, then as you heard many of the solutions that Surya Bhai shared with us today, he offers these solutions to people and then they write back, they send emails and messages to Geeta Ben saying that we practiced this and this was the result and very positive results. And then she sends messages back to them saying, really? This happened? And so, very great positive results.
समाधान में क्या कराते हैं एक्चुअली स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिस के साथ साथ हम जो उनका माइंड सेट रॉन्ग बना है उसको राइट माइंड सेट में बदल देते हैं.
So the practice, spiritual practice, is the wrong mindset that people have. With the solutions they give, it is changing their mindsets to positive mindsets.
जैसे हम दिल्ली में गए थे तो वहाँ एक डॉक्टर हमसे मिले, वो भी ये स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिस अपनी पेशेंट से कराते हैं. तो एक ऐसा पेशेंट उनके पास आया जो 20-22 साल का लड़का है, उसका एक्सीडेंट हो गया और यहाँ से नीचे का हिस्सा पूरा डेड हो गया.
So one such example is that in Delhi they met with one doctor and that doctor had a patient who had some kind of accident and from kind of jaw downwards that person had become so paralyzed.
तो वो हमारे डॉक्टर से मिलने आए, वो यही सूरज भाई की भी प्रैक्टिस कराते हैं. तो उनका इतना रॉन्ग माइंडसेट बन चुका था कि वो मानने को तैयार ही नहीं था कि मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगा.
And so that particular doctor had been observing and following the things that Surya Bhai had been teaching about positive mindset, and he had been using it with his patients and taught this patient, but the patient was so fixed that he thought that he cannot improve.
उसने देश विदेश में बहुत ही एक्सपर्ट डॉक्टर्स को अपनी रिपोर्ट दिखाई, सबने उसको ना बोल दिया कि अभी कुछ नहीं हो सकता, तुम्हें ऐसा ही रहना होगा.
And that patient had shared his condition news with doctors in Bharat, in India, as well as foreign lands, and they all said to him that this is your condition now, you cannot improve, you will stay like this forever.
तो उसने ये एक्सेप्ट कर लिया था और उसके माइंड ने ये माइंडसेट तैयार कर दिया था कि मैं अब कभी ठीक नहीं होऊंगा.
And so he had accepted this and he had decided that actually now he is never going to get better.
उस डॉक्टर ने, जो ब्रेन के डॉक्टर थे, कम से कम 15 दिन लगाए उसका माइंडसेट चेंज करने में.
And so that doctor was a brain doctor. And it took him about 15 days to make that patient change his mindset.
उसने उसको विश्वास दिलाया कि तुम्हारे से भी सीरियस पेशेंट हमने ठीक किए हैं, हम तुम्हें भी ठीक करेंगे, लेकिन तुम्हारा कॉन्फिडेंस का होना बहुत जरूरी है.
So he instilled in that patient that you can improve, that he had seen cases much worse than that who had improved with his this whole philosophy of positive thoughts.
15 डेज के बाद उसका माइंड तैयार हुआ और उसे विश्वास हुआ कि हाँ मैं ठीक हो सकता हूँ, फिर उसकी ट्रीटमेंट शुरू हुई.
So after 15 days, that patient accepted that yes, I can get better, and then his treatment began.
उनको एक स्लाइन लगाई जाती थी, एक इंजेक्शन दिखाया जाता था और उसको बताया जाता था ये बहुत कॉस्टली है और अदर पता नहीं कौन सी कंट्री से मंगाया है, बहुत कॉस्टली इंजेक्शन है, यही तुम्हें ठीक करेगा.
So the patient was told to look at some slide, and he was told that he's going to be given an injection, and this injection is very, very costly. It's come from some country abroad, and with this injection he will get better.
15 दिन तक उसको स्लाइन दी गई और वो इंजेक्शन दिया गया. जब वो इंजेक्शन उसमें डालते थे तो उसको बार बार रिमाइंड कराते थे कि ये बहुत कॉस्टली इंजेक्शन है, यही तुम्हें ठीक करेगा.
So then he was seeing this slide and he was told every time that he had his injection that this is a very, very expensive injection and it is this that is going to make you better.
ये स्टोरी सुनाते सुनाते फिर वो मुस्कुराने लगे तो हमारी जिज्ञासा बढ़ गई. हमने बोला फिर क्या हुआ? तो उन्होंने बताया नहीं, अपने फोन में दिखाया, वो वीडियो बनाकर लाए थे कि ये लड़का व्हील चेयर पे आया था और पैदल चलकर अपने घर गया.
Yes, so this patient who was very young, he actually showed through a video how he had come as a patient, and then with this method of treatment, how he improved, that he had come for treatment in a wheelchair and he was then able to walk out and walk around. So he actually not just told them this, but he sent a video of this.
फिर उसने एक सीक्रेट और बताया, बोला वो जो इंजेक्शन था ना, वो केवल ताकत का इंजेक्शन था और 15 ही रुपए का था.
And then the doctor revealed that actually that injection was just an ordinary injection to give you strength and it cost only 15 rupees.
वो डॉक्टर भी हमारे स्पार्क ग्रुप से जुड़े हुए हैं, रिसर्च करते रहते हैं स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिस की, और बहुत ही अच्छा ये हमें उनका समाचार मिला, हमें बहुत ही सुंदर एक अनुभव मिला. तो मैं आपसे यही कहना चाहूँगी कि कोई भी रॉन्ग माइंडसेट, चाहे कोई कुछ भी कहे, आप बनाना मत. जो आपको चाहिए वही सोचिए, जो आपको नहीं चाहिए वो आपकी माइंड की डायरी से, अपनी डिक्शनरी से डिलीट कर दीजिए आज अभी इसी वक्त.
So the emphasis there is that don't accept what other people tell you. Create your own mindset of what you want and delete everything else that's negative that you have been told, and accept what you think for yourself that will work for you, and you'll see how there will be such a difference in you.
मिस्टेक क्या हो रही है कि जो मुझे नहीं चाहिए ना, पूरा दिन मैं वही सोच रही हूँ. मुझे टेंशन नहीं चाहिए, मैं टेंशन के बारे में सोच रही हूँ. मुझे रोग नहीं चाहिए, मैं रोग के बारे में सोच रही हूँ. परेशानियां नहीं चाहिए, दुख नहीं चाहिए, कष्ट नहीं चाहिए. सोच भी रही हूँ, बोल भी रही हूँ और फोन पर बातें भी वही कर रही हूँ.
So in fact what we tend to do, the human tendency is that we've accepted the things that we don't want to have happen, and we think, I don't want this to happen to me, but that's what I'm feeding my brain, that this is what I'm accepting. Whether it's tension, anxiety, stress, or depression, or whatever it is, we even talk to other people, we phone people, and you tell them, I don't want this to be like this, but that's what is being programmed within. So we have to change that programming.
नो डाउट कि हमारे जीवन में प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, परंतु जब हम उन्हें सोचें या उनको वर्णन करें तो होपलेस होकर नहीं, होपफुल्ली सोचिए.
So yes, no doubt people do have problems, but not to think of them in a hopeless way, but think in a hopeful way.
मान लीजिए कोई प्रॉब्लम है, कोई शारीरिक प्रॉब्लम है, बीमारी हो गई, बुखार हो गया, तो मैं ये नहीं हाय मुझे बुखार हो गया, हाय मेरे को बीपी हो गया, हाय मेरे को शुगर हो गया, ये नहीं. हाँ मेरे को हुआ है, परंतु आप सबकी ब्लेसिंग से, उस डॉक्टर की दवा से मैं 100% ठीक हो जाऊंगी. फाइनल एनर्जी होपफुली इस ब्रह्मांड को दीजिए.
So yes, you may have problems, it may be BP, it may be temperature, it may be anything else, but 100% the cure is that you think in a right way and you take the right medicine, and guaranteed 100% that you will get better.
लास्ट में एक छोटी सी बात शेयर करूंगी जो मुझे बहुत काम आई है, आपको भी काम आएगी, खुश नसीब बन जाएंगे. एक आदत डालिए कि मुस्कुराते हुए सोइए और मुस्कुराते हुए उठिए.
And one thing that I will share with you that I think will help you, instill the habit of smiling, because smiling is also a method of getting better, and I guarantee that you will really get better. So go to sleep smiling, wake up smiling, and smile the whole day.
और फिर इस नेचर का आप खुद चमत्कार देखेंगे. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. आप सभी सुखी रहें, स्वस्थ रहें, निरोग रहें. ओम शांति. नमस्ते.
So you'll see the magic of that, and my good wish for you is that you always remain healthy, wealthy, happy, well.
Om Shanti and a very good evening to all of you. अपने पूरे ही 30 years के spiritual journey का जो essence है, जो आज का विषय है कि जीवन कैसे सहज और चिंता मुक्त हो जाए, वो 3 गिफ्ट के रूप में आपके सामने रखना चाहूँगा.
I would like to share a gift in 3 ways with you of how your life can be one that is free of any kind of worry or tension. But before I allow brother to continue, I would just like to share that just as our lovely brother Ash has been interviewer for Surya Bhai, this lovely brother here, brother Rupesh, is on chat shows regularly on TV in India, and his service companion Surya Bhai, the two are a wonderful match, and their programs are very, very successful. Yeah, please.
Thank you very much. तो C2S आप इसे कह सकते हैं, जो गिफ्ट आप यहाँ से लेकर के जाएं, और वो फर्स्ट C है चूज करना. मुझे लगता है कि जीवन में जो भी बातें आ रही हैं, हमें क्या चूज करना है, क्या चयन करना है. यदि ये आर्ट हम सीख जाएं तो जीवन हमारा बहुत ही सरल हो जाता है.
So the first of these gifts is C, and C is to choose. Choose and churn. Churn, think. And if you choose the right things, churn the right things, life will become very easy, very simple.
थाली में आपके सामने जो भी चीजें परोसी जाती हैं, उसमें से हम चूज करते हैं ना, मुझे क्या खाना है और क्या नहीं खाना है. तो बातें बहुत सारी आएंगी, सिचुएशंस बहुत सारे आएंगे, लेकिन मैं चयन करूं कि उसमें से मुझे क्या लेना है, अच्छा लेना है या बुरा लेना है.
Just as when you have a meal, you choose what you want to eat, what you don't want to eat. Similarly, there will be many things offered to you, and it's really important to choose what you want to take, what you want to leave behind.
तो ये स्पिरिचुअलिटी हमारे जीवन में ये सुंदर एक प्रकाश देती है, एक सुंदर समझ देती है कि हम किस चीज का सुंदर चयन अपने जीवन के लिए करें.
So spirituality offers us these choices, and we're able to make these choices of what we can take that will make our life beautiful and what we don't need to accept.
तो आज से किस चीज का चयन करेंगे आप?
So as of today, what is it that you would select in your life?
अच्छी चीज का करें जो मेरे जीवन को बेहतर बनाने वाली है.
So choose the things that are good, that will improve the quality of your life.
सेकंड C है क्रिएट.
The second C is to create.
स्पिरिचुअलिटी से जो मैंने सीखा है वो ये कि आप अपने फ्यूचर को खुद क्रिएट करें. एक होता है कि हम भाग्य के भरोसे बैठे रहें कि जो होगा उसे एक्सेप्ट करें, या फिर मैं खुद ही उसे क्रिएट करूं, तो हम क्रिएटर बने.
So the second C, to create, Now, one thing is we can just sit back and think whatever is in my fortune will come to me, but the other is to actually choose and do what is the right thing for you and create your future.
यदि हम ये सोचते हैं कि मेरा कल ऐसा हो, तो हम अपने पूरे मन से, पूरे दिल से, पूरी अपनी भावनाओं से यदि उसे निर्मित करते हैं, जैसे परमात्मा क्रिएटर हैं, हम भी उनके संतान मास्टर क्रिएटर हैं, तो आप पाएंगे कि हम जैसा क्रिएट कर रहे हैं वैसा ही होता चलता है. इसका भी सुंदर एक्सपीरियंस करें.
So we think of God as the creator. We too are master creators. We can also choose what we can do, what we would like to do, and be able to create a beautiful future for ourselves. We simply hold the thought of what I want to be tomorrow, and keeping that in front of me, I move towards that aim and make the right choices.
और तीसरा है एस, वो है सरेंडर कर देना. मान लीजिए मैं किसी चीज का गलत चयन भी कर लेता हूं, कुछ क्रिएट करना चाह रहा हूं, वो हो नहीं पा रहा है. सरेंडर एवरीथिंग टू गॉड.
So the third, क्या बोला?
Surrender.
The third is to surrender to God. Whatever is in my mind, in my thoughts, let me surrender that, offer that to God, so that my own mind becomes free of it and is light and easy.
जो भी चिंताएं हैं, तकलीफें हैं, बातें हैं, अपना जीवन है, यदि हम ईश्वर को समर्पित करके चलते हैं, जीवन बहुत आसान हो जाएगा, सहज हो जाएगा और आप जीवन का संपूर्ण आनंद लेंगे.
So whatever is the worry, the unhappiness, whatever is the heaviness in my mind, let me surrender that to God, and that way my life will become easy, light, happy, and free of any negativity.
तो ये 3 गिफ्ट यहाँ से आप लेकर के जाएं, ऐसी हमारी शुभ भावना, शुभकामना है, और ढेर सारी दिल की दुआएं कि आपका जीवन बहुत सहज हो, सरल हो, आनंद से भरा हो, सफलता से भरा हुआ हो. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. ओम शांति.
So I offer you these 3 gifts, and my pure desire is that your life should be a very happy, easy life of success and fortune, and full of good wishes for you. Thank you.
Thank you. And I think that brings us to a closure for tonight's program. And I just wanted to extend a heartfelt thanks from all of us to Surya Bhai, who's been wonderful in sharing. Thank you. And thank you, Geeta Ben, Rupesh Bhai, for sharing your gifts as well. So just before we close, I wanted to invite the president of the Hindu Forum Europe, just to come up, Lakshmi Vyas, to honor Surya Bhai with the award he recently received, the Nelson Mandela Leadership Award. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste to all of you. Om Shanti. When I got this message about the award, Nelson Mandela Award has been received by Aapko, so I really couldn't suppress my happiness, and I wanted to speak to him, and I wanted to actually congratulate him for this wonderful award that he has got. So I was just talking to Dipti that when I come out, I want to give something to Bhai. So that's why I'm here, and I have something for you. This is the... colorful Vastra. I don't know whether you take it or not, but this is, I'm giving it.
Thank you.
So very nice to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so now just a few final closing announcements, and then we never leave without sharing a little gift. So I'm going to explain a little bit about that as well. So just some final goodbyes and thank yous to all of our guests online.